What is up, guys? Zerohour back with you again for another Clash Royale episode. Now, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because I heard if you do, a leprechaun will show up at your doorstep and give you a pot of gold. True story. But anyway, the revolutionary of the day is none other than, BAM! That is right, our mod YTX. If you haven't already, go check out his channel, show him some love, and welcome him to the family. Now, today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the legendaries and ranking them from worst all the way up to the best. Now, this is going to be my opinion. I'll show you what Stats Royale says and how they rate them based off win percentage. But first things first, Baby Dragon, how many likes do you want to get on this video? Okay, show off, golly. So it looks like we're shooting for 200 likes. If you guys can make that happen, that'd be great. Baby Dragon won't be breathing fire down my neck for the rest of the week, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this list, guys. Oh, by the way, before we do that, over here, there you go. They're going to be the list for you guys, and those lists are going to tell you what Stats Royale says based off win percentage these legendaries rank. That's going to be based off of just the legendary arena, so you'll see the difference. You may be surprised at how some of these rank in Stats Royale. I know I sure was. We're not going to go based off Stats Royale. We're going to go based off what I think, in my opinion, and I will judge them based off how many different kind of decks they fit into, how many archetypes, how versatile they are, how easily they can be replaced in decks, things like that, okay? So let's start this list off. First thing is, I can't talk today, guys. First things first, we're going to start off with number 12. I'm pretty sure everyone in the world knows what number 12 is going to be. It hurts me. I hate to do this, guys, but we have to start somewhere. This is a long road ahead of us. Number 12 is going to be Sparky. Poor Sparky. There's a reason they call her the trash can on wheels. Okay, I didn't make up the nickname. Don't blame me. I don't think she should be named that personally. But the problem with Sparky is, in beginning arenas, mid-level arenas, she's good, she's great, but once you get higher up in arena, she starts losing that special edge that made her so good. And the reason why is because there are so many counters to her. She can be rocketed once even level. Skeleton army, guards, Electro Wizard, anything, guys. Pretty much anything in the game distracts her. Goblin Gang, I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't have time to list all the cards in the game, but all of them distract Sparky, and that's why she's number 12 in the list. There's a couple things that can be done to make Sparky great again, in my opinion. You can buff her HP and make her retargeting speed a little bit faster. And I think if Supercell did those two things to Sparky, it wouldn't make her OP, but it would make her to where she's competitive in the legendary card game. So that is number 12. Moving on to number 11. That is going to be the Inferno Dragon right here. And the reason why is because Inferno Dragon just doesn't, it's not that scary. Once again, it's kind of like Sparky. You can place a lot of troops down. Electro Wizard counters it. It's distracted very easily. I don't think Inferno Dragon necessarily needs a buff like Sparky, but it's just kind of one of those cards where, you know, it gets distracted way too easy, guys. I can't really say anything else, and it only fits into a certain type of deck. You know, you see it in Hound decks. It does have a couple different decks due to the fact that the meta is Golem, Giant, a whole bunch of big tanks. So it's good there, but after that it kind of leaves and fades off into the sunset. And that's why the poor Inferno Dragon is so low on this list. I feel bad. RIP Inferno Dragon. Guys, don't hate me. It is what it is. I had to make this list, and that's where the Inferno Dragon ranked, okay? Moving on, we're going to go number 10. And number 10, actually, like I said, guys, you're going to agree with some of these. You're not going to agree with others, so it is what it is. I apologize. Don't roast me too hard in the comments, but number 10 is going to be this guy right here, the Lumberjack. And the reason why is because the Lumberjack used to be a much better card. Lumberjack was in the Golem deck. They used to just run rampant all over the place, but then better cards came along and Lumberjack started taking a back seat. Supercell has buffed the Lumberjack. He has a faster attack speed, which is great, and he goes super fast. Now he drops the rage spell at the end, also a good ability, kind of irreplaceable as far as, you know, having something else do that, but due to the fact that rage is only 2 elixir now, that's also decreased the Lumberjack's, you know, usability, in my opinion. He doesn't attack air, and he just kind of gets overshadowed once again by the other legendaries. I don't think he needs a buff either, but that's where he ranks on our list. Let's move on. Number 9 is going to be this big tank in the sky, the Lava Hound. Believe it or not, yes, Lava Hound for me is going to be number 9. Now, the reason why is because the Lava Hound only fits into one type of deck. That's right, the Lava Loon deck. That's the only one. That's the only deck you'll ever see Lava Hound in. You'll never see a Lava Hound Giant deck. You'll never see a Lava Hound Golem deck. You'll never see anything else other than Lava Loon. Now, a couple of those cards can be interchangeable, like you may have Tombstone, you may have Lightning, but that's really the only difference you will see. And that is why the poor Lava Hound is ranked so low on this list. Lava Hound used to be a great card, but is definitely dropped due to the rise of Executioner, Tornado, and tons of other things. It costs 7 elixir. Once someone sees it set down, they rush the other lane with Hog Rider, because as we all know, Hog Rider's all over the meta right now, and that's why it ranks so low on this list. RIP Lava Hound. I apologize once again, guys. I'm sorry. Moving on, what are we on now? Number 8. Guys, I know a lot of you are not going to agree with this, but the log has got to be number 8. It's actually my only level 4 legendary, and that's because I love the log. Don't get me wrong, this list is in no way, shape, or form based off of how much I like the cards. It's based off their utility, their irreplaceability, and how many different decks they fit into, okay? And the reason the log is so low, number 8 to be exact, is because the log can be changed out for a lot of cards. There are several cards that do a very good job of replacing it. Now, on this channel, people ask me all the time, they're like, what can we replace the E-Wiz with? What can we replace the Night Witch, Graveyard? We don't have these cards. What can we replace them with? And for the most part, I'm like, you kind of need those cards because they're so unique and special that I don't know what to tell you. I'll tell you to go with Mega Minion or Musketeer or something like that, but it's not really going to fill the void that those cards left. With Log, when someone says, I don't have Log, it's very easy. I say, put in a Zap, put in Arrows. They'll replace the Log and be pretty much the same thing. Now, it's not going to be exactly the same, but they do a very good job, and they're a very good replacement, much more so than other legendary cards have replacements. And that's why the Log is getting the number 8 spot on this list, guys. Number 7. Number 7 is going to be one of the OGs right here, the Ice Wizard, okay? One of the original 2 legendaries in the game. Now, the Ice Wizard, I think the Ice Wizard has actually been getting way too much hate lately. I've seen a lot of people talking bad about him, saying he needs a buff, saying the card's dead, saying it's not being used. Guys, the Ice Wizard is the number 1 win percentage card in the game in Legendary Arena. There's a reason why, okay? I'm not saying the Ice Wizard doesn't need a buff. You could give him a buff and it'd make him better, okay? So give him a buff if you want to, feel free, but in no way, shape, or form is the Ice Wizard a bad card. He is insanely good. He will slow down troops. He is great for CC. His ability is unparalleled. Okay, you put an Ice Wizard down, you put a Giant down, you have so much more time to react and do things. He'll slow down a Royal Giant. He'll slow down everything. He'll slow down a tower once he gets to it. You put an Ice Wizard and a Hog Rider, you're going to slow that tower down so the Hog Rider gets off another shot or 2. And the Ice Wizard fits into multiple decks. He fits into beatdown decks. He fits into, minor chip cycle decks. All kind of decks he fits into and can find a place in. That's why he ranks up so high. I apologize I talked about him so long. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people talking mess about the Ice Wizard. I don't think they should. I think he's a very well-rounded card. Like I said, could he use a buff? Yes, I could see him getting a buff, but it would just make him that much better. Now, Legendary should be very good and OP, so I don't think that's, a bad thing. But that's my opinion on the Ice Wizard. Feel free to agree. Feel free to disagree. It's whatever. These are my opinions. Moving on to number 6, that's going to be the Princess. That's right. One of the other OGs. I don't know if the Princess and the Ice Wizard are sisters, brothers, cousins, best friends, neighbors, strangers. I don't know. I have no idea. But the Princess is ranking up here at number 6 because, once again, she's a very diverse card. She fits into a lot of archetypes, as well as being the farthest shooting card in the game. Princess can shoot your tower from your side of the arena. That's OP, that's insane, that's a very good card. Now, the log has come out, arrows are out, skeletons can take her out, so that's why she's ranking a little bit lower, but the Princess is a very good card. You can put her on the other half of your arena and she'll shoot cards that are coming through the other lane. She is a good card and a very well-rounded support troop. That's why she's being ranked up at the halfway spot, number 6, and a very good chip card as well. Just place her on the bridge, she'll get some chip damage and take that tower down a little bit more if you need to. Number 5. Now, this is going to be the top 5. These were very hard to rank, guys, okay? So don't judge me. These were hard to rank. You can interchange some of these, do what you want, play around with them. But once again, this is my opinion. This is how I think they ranked on my list. This is number 5, the Graveyard. There's a few reasons why the Graveyard is number 5 and not higher up on the list, in case you were wondering. Yes, you, right there. Not you, the person behind you, that person. Yeah, you. This is why Graveyard is number 5 on the list, okay? Because Poison counters it, Archers counter it, Goblin Gang counters it, their minions will counter it. There's a lot of things that counter Graveyard right now, and people are more used to it than they used to be when it first came out. It is a much more easily countered card. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is going to be Graveyard has RNG. In case you don't know what RNG is, it's randomly generated skeletons. That's essentially what it means, okay? The skeletons pop up in different spots. So due to that fact, Graveyard isn't going to do the same amount of damage every time you play it. So that's going to make it rank lower on this list. Now, personally, I like that. I think that's a good thing, but it is going to make it rank lower on the list. A lot of the pros don't like Graveyard because of that. They think it should be removed. I don't agree. I'm not a pro. I'm not up that top tier. As a casual player, I like Graveyard how it is. I don't think RNG should be removed, but it does make it rank lower and put it on that number 5 spot. Now, top 4, number 4 is coming in, the masked vigilante herself. It's going to be the Bandit. I know, Bandit got it ranked high on this list. Bandit got a buff from Supercell. They showed her some love, and she is a very good card right now, guys. She fits in very well with the bridge spam meta that's going on, and she is a great card to put on defense, take out little troops, archers, things like that, some goblins, whatever it is, and then turn into a counter push. Because once she gets close to that tower, she'll lock on and dash in, and it's very hard for people to react sometimes if they don't have the proper cards. That's why Bandit's going to rank up on this list, because she fits into several different archetypes and is a very well-rounded card and very fast, and I love her ability. Bandit's a very cool card. She can hang out with me anytime, but she is going to be that number 4 spot. Moving on to number 3, guys. Number 3 is going to be this guy right here, the Electro Wizard. Tell me, guys, what you think. I kind of think the Electro Wizard looks a little bit like Emmett Brown from Back to the Future hooked up with Don King, and they had a little illegitimate bastard love child. They named it the Electro Wizard. That's my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But Electro Wizard is going to be on that number 3 spot on the list, because he's an amazing card, guys. He'll reset anything he touches with his zap ability. He'll reset Inferno Towers, Inferno Dragons, Sparky, Expo, Mortar, and due to the fact that he can do all that, and when he comes into the arena, he comes in with a zap. That's why he's number 3 on this list. A very well-rounded card, very diverse, and once again, a card you can throw in pretty much any deck and make it a little bit better than it was before, as well as only being 4 elixir, and Fireball doesn't kill him, okay? An even elixir card, 4 for Fireball, 4 for Electro Wizard, but Electro Wizard will still survive. So that's why he's up here on the list. Very good card, one of the best cards in the game, in my opinion, and that earns him the number 3 spot. So only 2 cards left. We have Night Witch and Miner. Let me know what you guys think is number 1. Everyone probably has a good idea, but number 2 is going to be the Miner right now. And the reason why is because Miner is insane. The only card in the game you can put anywhere in the arena. Anywhere you want in the entire arena, and that Miner will go there. Miner is a great card and very tanky for turning defense into a counter push. Now what I mean by that is, let's say someone just came out with you with a giant and a huge attack, and you put down like a Night Witch or some minions, things like that, and they got almost taken out. They have a sliver of health. Maybe you put down skeleton army, something like that, and they cleaned up the push. It's done. Now they're going to the opponent's tower, but the opponent's not going to do anything because he knows the tower will one-shot it. Well, if you send a Miner in, which at level 3, he has 1210 HP. At tournament standards, he has 1000 HP. Very tanky card. You send him in, he tanks the tower, and those minions and those skeletons and those bats, all of a sudden, instead of being something that the opponent doesn't have to worry about, becomes something that could take out the opponent's tower if they don't respond. And that is why the Miner is a great card. Not only can he do that, he can take out elixir collectors. He can go and do all kind of crazy things. If you need him to, you can put him on your side for defense. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen all the time, but at 1000 HP, he's still a very good defensive card if you need him for only 3 elixir, okay? And that's why Miner's number 2. I think he's one of the best cards in the game, and I think he earned his spot at number 2. Number 1, in my opinion, once again, there's nothing you can say to me that'll make me think I'm wrong, even though I very well may be wrong, is gonna be the Night Witch. It has to be the Night Witch. The reason why is you can put the Night Witch in any deck in Clash Royale right now, and that deck will instantly become better. Now, what I mean by that is, at 4 elixir, she spawns bats. She can attack air, she can attack ground. When she dies, she spawns more bats. Guys, this card is insane. She is in the Golem beatdown archetype. She's in Miner, Chip, control deck archetypes. She's in Hog Rider decks. She's in Expo decks. She's in Lava Hound decks. It doesn't matter what deck it is. It's going to have a Night Witch in it because she's just that good. There's a reason we're seeing her all over the place, because she is a very good card and a very low elixir cost for only 4. That is my list. Night Witch is reigning supreme, standing tall at number 1. I don't even think when Mega Knight comes out, he's going to take the spot. I think he may be in the top 5, but I don't think he's going to get the number 1 spot from the Night Witch. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you like what you're seeing, guys, you know what to do. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and as always, keep on clashing.